Hi friends, last art lesson we talked about the color wheel. So this week I thought that instead of doing an object color wheel, we can do an actual color wheel. So there are some supplies that you're going to need for our lesson today. Here's my bucket. I have a pencil, I have a marker, and I also have a nice black crayon or markers or crayons, okay? Or you can use a mix of both. You're the artist, you decide. Now, a couple of notes. When I'm giving instructions for you to draw, you are going to be drawing with a pencil. But because pencil doesn't show up that well on my paper when we're recording, I'll be using a black marker, okay? But remember, you draw with a pencil, and then you can trace over it with marker, and I'll draw with the marker right off the bat, okay? Here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to draw a straight line. Like that. Easy peasy, right? Make mine a little bit bigger. There we go. And then I'm going to bisect my line with an X. There it is. Now, I am going to turn this shape into an umbrella. So to do that, I am going to use a slightly curved line to connect all my straight ones. There we go. There is my umbrella. Now I'm going to draw somebody standing behind the umbrella in the rain. So to do that, I am going to draw a kind of half triangle shape, and that will be the body of my person, like that. And then I'm going to draw their arm. So I'm going to draw like a little V shape, draw another V shape, make the cuff of the raincoat and their hand, like that. Then I'm going to draw kind of like an upside down candy cane. And that will be the handle of the umbrella, just like that. Then I need to draw some feet. So I'm going to do another line like this. Curve the foot. And I'll draw another one just behind it to give it a little look of depth. Then I'm going to draw a straight line all the way down and draw some buttons for my raincoat, just like that. So now I have my friend standing in the rain. Now, one more thing I want to add is a little puddle that they're going to stand in, because what fun is the rain if you can't jump in puddles? Also draw their little boots, just like that. Now, have you ever seen somebody jump into a puddle? When they jump, they create little ripples like that. So I'm going to represent those ripples with little squiggly lines. Here we go. Okay, now it's time to add some color. We know that there are 3 primary colors, right? Can you tell me what they are? Red, yellow, and blue. If you said red, yellow, and blue, you are absolutely right. So I'm going to open my crayon box, get my red, get my yellow, and my blue, just like that, okay? Now, I think I'm going to start my red right here. And I'm going to use my best coloring technique for my color wheel. I'm going to start here, choose a direction for my crayon to be going in, and continue all the way out using the same amount of pressure. If I leave some white spots, it's okay to go back. But we want to make sure we're using the same amount of pressure from the beginning to the end. Otherwise, your crayon starts to look kind of like chunky and leave like little bits behind. So we don't want to color too hard, we don't want to color too soft, we want to color like Goldilocks, just right. Now, in our lesson last week, I talked to you about how the three primary colors kind of form a triangle. So I'm going to put yellow right here, same coloring technique. You see I'm leaving little white bits, and it's okay to go back and recolor those, so long as you're using the same direction. There we go. And blue. Same direction, same amount of pressure, all the way down. There we go. That looks really nice. Now, I also talked to you last week about how when you mix your primary colors together, you make another color family. Do you remember the name of the color family? Perfect. Secondary. And our secondary colors are, do you remember? Orange and green and violet. I like this green a little bit better. There we go. And these three colors form our secondary color family. Hey, Mr. Red, you belong up here. Now, we talked about how when we were mixing paints, when you mix two primary colors together, you get a secondary color. We can't really mix crayons like that. We can mix paint, so I'll just use the color crayons to represent what would happen if I mixed them together. Now, do you remember what red and yellow make when they're mixed together? Orange. Absolutely. Just gonna color that in nice and neat using the same direction. Okay. Do you remember what we said yellow and blue make together? Green. Just gonna get it nice and even using the same direction, same amount of pressure, so it makes my coloring look nice and tidy. There we go. And last but not least, my favorite color of all the colors, violet. And you get violet when you mix red and blue. There it is, my completed color wheel. Perfect. Now it's time to color in the rest of my person standing in the rain. So I'm going to pause the video, and you can too, so we can both color the details of the rest of our character. Okay, when you're ready, press play and we'll keep going. Okay, and I'm back. So I finished coloring in my character, but while I was coloring, I was thinking like an artist, and I noticed that I have a lot of extra space on my work. Now, as artists, we always want to try to use up as much of the white as we can. So I was thinking about some details that I could add. So I think I might add a few things. You can add whatever you want because this is your piece. But I think I might add a background like this. I think I'm going to draw a street in the background. And I might add some houses. I'll have to draw a house behind my character, but that's okay. And I think I'll draw one more house like that. There we go. This one needs a front door. Might add some windows. This one's going to have some tall windows. And some windows on the first floor too. There we go. I think I might draw some rain clouds up in the sky. Big curvy shapes like this. And then kind of flat underneath. That's how I like to draw mine. Like that. And you know, maybe the sun is coming out because the rain is over. And that's why my character is playing in the rain, because it's not really raining so much anymore. Maybe just a couple drizzles. So I'll draw some lines, some raindrops maybe. Maybe a few other puddles for them to jump in. That sounds kind of nice. And I think I'll add some grass as well. There we go. Didn't that make just a big difference? How nice that looks. So now I'm going to pause my video again and finish coloring in the details I added. You can draw your own details in color, and when you're ready, press play. And there you go. I added color to help fill in that space, and I also did something called shading. So I used this color of blue to color in my puddle, but then I took my crayon and I pressed a little harder in there to make it a darker color so it would make it look a little bit more detailed. I also took my gray crayon for the rain clouds, and after I colored in nice and smooth all the way across, I pressed a little bit harder to give it a little bit of shadow, a little bit of shading in there, just to make it look a little darker. You know, like a rain cloud. I cannot wait to see the amazing things that you create with your color wheel umbrella. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.